Hey guys and gals, this is Psionic Arrow with the Comet, British Tier 7 medium tank. It has 1,150 hit points, weighs 33 tons with a 650 horsepower engine. Top speed of 51.5 kilometers per hour. Traverse speed of 36 degrees per second, and turret traverse speed of 46 degrees per second, meaning that you can circle around your targets rather easily. Armor-wise is a slight improvement from the Cromwell, 76 millimeters on the front of the hull, 43 on the side, 32 on the back. Turret, 111 on the front, 63 on the side, 57 on the back. And if we take a closer look, you'll see that the turret has a matlet that covers most of the front. And that means you'll be able to bounce Tier 8 tanks as long as they hit your turret. They may knock out your gun, but you'll get a few bounces unless they hit your commander's hatch. And that brings me to some of the improvements that the Comet gets over the Cromwell. The turret, obviously, it has more armor. The second thing is it has 12 degrees of gun depression. And that is a significant advantage over some of the other tanks that you'll see. And that means going hull down in this tank is pretty easy, and you can get in some surprising shots when you're on top of a few hills. Gun choice, you really only have one choice of cannon, and that's the QQS 77mm Mark II, 15.38 rounds per minute rate of fire, 148 millimeters of average penetration, 140 damage, 0.34 accuracy with a 2.3 second aiming time. Now this is the cannon that you get on the Churchill 7, which is a Tier 6 heavy tank. And people say that this cannon is inadequate at Tier 6 with that tank. The difference is, on the Comet, you're going to have the speed and agility to be able to get alongside your enemies, flank them, shoot them in the sides and the back, track them, stuff that the Churchill 7, which is a rather extremely slow tank, cannot do. That tank has to fire into the front of tanks fairly often, whereas the Comet does not. Now, if you are facing a lot of heavy tanks or higher tier tanks from the front and there's no possible way you can get past them, I save a few premium rounds just for that occasion, and you get 208 millimeters of penetration, 140 damage with those premium rounds, which is sometimes needed. I haven't actually had to use those premium rounds yet, because I've always tried to save them and not try to waste too many credits on those things. But if you're having trouble going through the front of tanks and there's no way that you can go around them, you can switch to your premium rounds and fire away. And let's see. So it's 80 credits for the regular armor-piercing rounds, 2,800 or 7 gold for the premium. You can see I actually have a small stockpile over here. I believe I started using this. I think I got some for the Black Prince when I was still using this cannon on the Black Prince, which is why I have excess over here. And the HE, of course, is 56 credits. Manual fire extinguisher, small repair kit, and small first aid kit. I haven't really had too many problems with crew damage, anything like that. However, engine damage is quite common, I find. Mostly when I get shot in on the side of the tank. Now, 380 meters of view range and 700 meters of signal range is average along all the Tier 7 tanks. I believe the Panther gets 400. Let's check that out. No, 380, but it gets a slightly better radio. So really nothing too special about that. Comparing it to the other Tier 7 mediums, the T20, obviously the T20 gets high penetrating gun, 160 with more alpha damage. It's slower firing and not as accurate. So the T20 is going to have to aim. It's going to take longer to aim for that, and you might miss anyway. It has 390 meters of view range, which is only 10 meters better, but that can come into play when this thing is spotting other tanks. Armor-wise, well, it's about the same armor, and the turret is not as heavily armored. However, it does have Small sloping on it. It's not significant for tier 7 tanks, but maybe tier 5s, if you face them, they'll start bouncing off of that. Panther, it's not really the same kind of tank, the Panther. Its traverse speed is slow, its turret traverse speed is slow, and the cannon is extremely accurate. This is a .32 accuracy cannon. This is, of course, rather high rate of fire, 12.5, which is slightly slower than the Comet. However, the Comet does not go in. Sorry, the Panther does not go into brawling, circling matches with other tanks. This thing is more of a sniping support tank, kind of in the back, shooting at long ranges, which the Comet can do because of its high rate of fire. However, the accuracy, it's there, but you don't want to do it too often because that negates the maneuverability and speed of the Comet, and that's not how you're supposed to play it. The VK3002D, it's more of a brawler than the Panther. However, they have nerfed the turret traverse speed to 24, and that means even though you can circle the enemy tank with the 42 traverse speed of the tank, your turret might not be able to keep up, and you'll just be pointing away from the tank the entire time you're circling the enemy tank. And you're actually going to have to stop, turn your tank a little bit more, something like that, so that your turret catches up. And it's not it's not as fun as it used to be. Although it does get it has a boost in rate of fire on the 7.57 or L70, so I haven't tried that out just yet. Armor-wise, it does have the 120mm turret, which is capable of bouncing a few shots. The problem is the gun mantlet is not on the side of the turret, and that means that these flat surfaces can be penetrated. I've done it with 171mm of penetration, where I can just go straight through the turret. And of course the hull, it's only 80, even though it's sloped. You may get surprise bounces, but don't count on that too often. I don't even know why I'm telling you guys this. This is not a review of the VK3002D. It's on the Comet. Back to the Comet. It really doesn't matter what kind of weak points you get on the hull. However, this hatch over here, the machine gun port, and of course this flat bit here are weak points. You can get some bounces if they fire in here. However, it could bounce straight into any of these flat bits on the front of the Comet, and well, it's just going to go through. There's really not many strong sections of the tank that you have to worry about. I mean, going through the side of the turret is easy, side of the tank is easy. If this thing gets tracked, that's also a bad thing. That's why I've got 100% repair crew. If you guys are wondering why I don't have what is that, clutch braking or smooth ride. Smooth ride is actually something I might actually get, but I'm going to train 100% repair, and then if I feel like I need to, I will switch the repair out to one of the other skills. Obviously the commander I'm going to train in 6th Sense once the repairs get up to 100%. I'm going to switch it out for 6th Sense and then train repairs again. Equipment wise, I fitted a vertical stabilizer because if you can fit a vertical stabilizer on a tank, you should. It improves the overall aiming of the tank. It doesn't matter if you're moving, if you're not moving, stuff like that. I believe the reticle is 20% smaller to start off with. Then I have a gun rammer and vents to improve on the reload time, which makes this tank fire even faster. So now I've got a couple of replays lined up, one as a top tier and another one in a tier 8 match. So let's take a look at those. We're on Sand River, and since I'm starting on this side and I've got a little bit of speed and gun depression, I'm going to head over to this small hill, I suppose. And I'm looking there. The Chaffee is following me. I don't know if he wants to do the same thing as I am, but I'm going to get here first. Now right here, bam! Look at that. I spotted a whole bunch of tanks right there. And that pretty much gets me the scout medal. T-32, okay, so the gun depression is not incredible, but it's a lot better than a lot of the other Tier 7 mediums. Now here's the problem, I don't have backup to take on these guys. The IS-3 managed to get a hit on me. T-32 is not shooting at me. Okay, finally we've got some heavy tanks over here. I suppose I should have tried to get out of there faster, but I don't normally do that. Okay, so I've taken only a single hit. It's a pretty big hit, but hopefully I can get out of this alive. Let's see if I can't hit anything from back there. T-34, KV-13. Oh. No, I was going to track the IS-3, however somebody else beat me to it, so I'm just going to keep him tracked there. I got hit by artillery. I don't know why the artillery decides he wants to shoot me instead of a Tiger II or a Porsche Tiger or a T-28 prototype all over there. Okay. And now it's time to get out of this situation. Looks like the T-28 prototype needs some help. T-69 there, helping him out. And I'm gonna try here. Okay. That guy, that TD is down. That C-110-244 is dangerous. Oh no! Porsche Tiger shows up. Does not look like he's using the 88L71. So that means he can get in 3 shots on me. I lost my gunner. But right now, I don't need him. Just going to... Okay, he's been tracked. Get out of here. Oh. Okay, missed. This is a fairly stock tank, right? Porsche Tiger. Okay, gets taken out. Going to get out of this situation in case the artillery decides to land on me. Put my gunner back in action, and I realized that we lost pretty much everybody over on the northeast. So I'm just going to continue forward and see if I can take out the artillery and let our team capture the base, or the flag. There's the Su-5. Looks like he's turning. He's expecting me to just keep on driving, I believe, which is why he's turned all the way. But I'm just going to stop here. And get a 0 damage pen. I don't know what he was going to do over there, but that's all. Now my team does not have to worry about artillery raining down on the flag and resetting the cap, and we finish capturing that. So let's take a look at the stats. 945 points of experience with a scout medal, as you can see right there. 2,068 points of damage done with only 1 kill. 23 shots fired, 19 hits, 17 penetrations. Potential damage of 1,155 received. Only 69 spotting damage because I kind of got out of there really quickly. 25,000 credits received on a premium account, 14,000 for a non-premium account. This is Hemelsdorf as top tier on the Comet, and as you can see, there's no artillery, which means tanks with excellent gun depression are sorely needed on the hill. So that would mean the Hellcat, the EZ-8 maybe, Comet. That's pretty much it for gun depression, I think. The others have just average or less than average gun depression, so it doesn't really matter at this point. You just have to get up that hill fast. Climbing a hill, it's not so great in the Comet, and of course the Tiger has to actually slow me down even more. So I'm gonna have to wait here a little bit just in case any of their fast tanks have already gone past where that Type T-34 is already. We've got 2 Tier 6s over there, should be able to handle 3001H and an IS if they don't push. KV, what was that? KV-1, and the Tiger's in the way. Okay. Well, that's it. What happened to the T-3045? It went around, okay. Well, that's dumb. They just let these guys in on the side, however, they're not pushing. I guess it's luck. Oh well. Churchill 7 and a Churchill 1 are gonna roll through there. And I'm gonna go as well. Let's have the British tanks come in on this side. I'm gonna try and use the gun depression on this zone. Sorry, this area. However, none of the enemy tanks have come through, so I have to push forward and try to use my gun depression this time. Oh! Oh yes. But he was not facing us. Now I'm going to use the wreck of this Type T-34 to save me from... Oh, whoa. Getting a little bit in range of the 7. Sorry, I mean the Churchill 7 getting in the way of me slightly. I almost got shot by... looks like our own team at that point. Okay, and there's the pretty good rate of fire, which lets me manage to get a kill on the IS. KV-1, not gonna get him. And now we have to rush down and take on whatever else is on the other side. Doesn't look like we're doing too well on the flag area. We got a KV-1S there, Hellcat and 88, however, they've got 2 Tier 6s there, 3 Tier 6s, sorry, there's a KV-1S there somewhere, it's just not known where he is, and there's also a Tiger as well. So I could have went and helped our Tiger on with the 3002D and the Panzer IV with the T-28, however, myself being one of the faster tanks, I'm going to head towards the Cat because it looks like they're going to take that pretty soon. And there's the 3601H. I managed to get a nice non-aimed shot in. That was pretty lucky. And looks like they're way out in the open. Oh, switch target to the KV-1S since he came into range. And okay, so what do I have? 3601H is probably the one that I'm gonna have to hit next. Just gonna take out the T1 Heavy so that the Cat doesn't go in even further. And we're just going to pound them since they're not paying attention to us. Okay, the 3002D has come over and starting to fight it out with Tier 5 and Tier 6, but I'm gonna make his cover unavailable to him. Okay, so the Tiger's out, KV-1S is tracked, let's keep him there. 2 health. Oh boy. There we go. So we've got a KV-1S and a KV-1, both on near 100% health. Not too much a problem with the KV-1, so I'm just going to drive forward and just fire continuously. You can do this with the Comet, it doesn't matter if you miss. As you can see, I just fired into the ground right there. But if you really want to hit, you can slow down a little bit. Oh. And there goes, what was that? The Hellcat. Bounced a shot from KV-1S, probably? KV-1. He bounced my shot. And I reversed there a little too soon. And just tracking him at the moment. Bounced another shot. Okay. Took that guy out, and now it's just the KV-1S left. Let's see if I can't get a 6th kill. And that was a lucky shot, probably from, what was that, the Churchill 7, which lets me take the kill for Top Gun. Mastery badge, Ace Tanker with a Master Gunner, Sharpshooter, and Sniper. Top Gun as well, with 1,323 points of experience. And 3,259 points of damage dealt to the enemy. 35 shots fired, 33 hit, 29 penetrations. I only received potential damage of 316. Managed a credit profit of 40,973, and non-premium would be 26,382. So that's pretty good. Thanks for watching. Please press that like button and leave some comments. I'll see you in future videos.